Why is paddle exploding worldwide? Every now and then, a new sport explodes out of nowhere, and right now it is paddle. Paddle has grown so fast in Spain that there are now more paddle courts than tennis courts in the country. Spain is known as the second home of tennis, where the sport has been dominant for over a century. But one sport is quickly taking over.
Padel is played in 78 different countries around the world, 35 different international federations.
From Madrid to Barcelona, the transformation is complete, and the wild part is that it is not stopping at the Spanish border. Now there are more paddle courts globally, from Madrid to Miami, London to Dubai, and in staggering numbers. So why exactly is paddle rapidly rising? What really is the appeal? Paddle, unlike most sports, does not demand intensive or professional training. Anyone can pick up a racket and play. So it is no surprise that in 2024 alone, more than 7,187 new paddle courts opened around the world. The total number of courts has already passed 50,000 globally across 63 countries. Analysts project that by 2027 we will see more than 80,000 paddle courts worldwide. Paddle in Spain is a cultural shift. There are more paddle courts than tennis courts there. In Sweden, the courts went from just a handful to more than 5,700 paddle courts in under 5 years. The UK had roughly 470 courts in 2024, and the court construction boom created a massive increase in paddle companies registered since 2019. Italy went from 0 courts in 2014 to 9,050 courts today and is considered one of Europe's fastest transformations. In the United States, by 2024, roughly 450 courts were concentrated in Florida, Texas, and California. Padel is now played in more than 90 countries, from Europe to the Middle East to Africa and Asia. And this boom is simple because the sports can be played by anyone, whether casually or professionally. The paddle rackets are lighter, and the balls move slower, unlike tennis. Paddle courts are also compact and allows for a group of 2 players competing with another group of 2. This makes the game incredibly simple.
Padel is very similar to tennis. All courts are standardized, roughly 33 by 66 feet, so about a third the size of a tennis court. And it's the same scoring as tennis.
Yet, playing paddle at the professional level is incredibly complex as it demands advanced skills and techniques. Positioning, tactics, lobs, and smashes all follow a unique art that utilizes walls and the nets.
You start with an underhand serve. After you serve, the ball has to bounce onto the turf, and you can play off the walls and play off the side.
Meet Agustin Tapia and Arturo Coelho, who arguably represents the greatest paddle partnership ever. In 2024 alone, these two won 14 titles across 21 tournaments.
Just blocking every smash that he does.
Out.
Just analyzing each other.
They achieved this with a combined win rate that exceeded 90%. And what makes these players special is their mastery of the game and everything about it. Their techniques that are nearly impossible to defend against evolved from this mastery. On another hand is Federico Cingotto, nicknamed Super Mouse, who has incredible speed and court coverage despite being shorter than most elite players. There's Alejandro Galan also, whose tactical mastery has redefined how the game is played. In essence, whether you are a complete beginner or chasing pro-level mastery, Padel has a place for you. This phenomenon is quite rare in sports. Padel manages to balance simplicity with depth. One reason Padel is growing so fast is that once people try it, they find it difficult to stop. Statistics show that more than 90% of players return after their first session. And this is an incredible retention rate in sport because most gyms even lose 80% of new members within 3 months. Unlike tennis that also draws a lot of attention, Padel is not tough for beginners. In tennis, you could spend half an hour trying to get a rally going, but in Padel, you could become a professional player in about 24 hours.
The player can take a second serve. The ball must always hit the ground before hitting the side or back walls.
Unlike tennis courts, the Padel court is smaller, about a third the size of a tennis court. Glass and mesh walls surround the entire playing area, which only means that they are part of the game. A powerful hit shot could never go too far because the wall catches it and bounces it back. And in one day, you already feel like a player.
You start with an underhand serve. After you serve, the ball has to bounce onto the turf, and you can play off the walls and play off the side.
Parents play with their kids, and older players who cannot cover a tennis court anymore could still compete at a high level. Padel is truly multi-generational, which is why you'd see a lot of players who thought they'd try it once, only for it to become an essential habit. However, the rise of Padel isn't just influenced by how it is played, but more about the culture that surrounds it. Because Padel is doubles, you're always playing with others. And the thing is, when the match ends, you do not just leave the court. Most Padel clubs are social hubs with cafes, restaurants, and bars attached. In Spain and Argentina, Padel is as much about community as it is competition. In Sweden, it has become the #1 after-work activity. In London, venues like Padium and Rock Lane are packed on weeknights. Padel affords a social stickiness that is really powerful, giving everyone the chance to build real friendships. Then there is the celebrity factor. Lionel Messi installed a Padel court in his backyard. While Cristiano Ronaldo has played Padel competitively and made several posts about it to his 600+ million followers. David Beckham is another celebrity that was recently photographed playing the game. Other sources claim he is an active investor in the sporting facilities. Zlatan Ibrahimovic became an investor and equity owner in Padel court construction companies. In Formula One, Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso play on race weekends. Rafael Nadal, one of the greatest tennis players ever, became a shareholder in Playtomic and opened his own Padel facility. Mentions of #Padel on Instagram increased 75% year-over-year in 2024, driven largely by celebrity content. Because when fans see their idols picking up a racket, they get curious. Behind this immense growth is pure economic opportunity. Playtomic's €65 million funding is just the most visible example. Each Padel court costs between €20,000 and €40,000 to build. at 7,187 new courts built in 2024. That's roughly 150 to 290 million euros invested in physical infrastructure annually. And paddle clubs are incredibly profitable. The restaurants, bars, merchandise, and coaching only means that a single club generates revenue from multiple streams. Court bookings are the base, but additional revenue often exceeds 40% of total revenue. So it seems the future holds so much promise when it comes to paddle. Paddle is exploding fast and powered by accessibility, culture, celebrity, and investments. Within 5 years, paddle will likely be one of the top 10 most played sports on the planet, and in 10 years it could rival tennis in player participation across multiple countries. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like this video and share with your friends. Subscribe so you don't miss out on interesting sports stories coming your way.